The heart and soul of America in the 1940s was hot rods, where customizers from Southern California would put big motors into nimble chassis. We're here with Ernie Nagamatsu and his 1925 Spurgeon Giovanni Special. Tell us about this car.
This car was raced pre-war, and then during the war, the two gentlemen that built the car, Bob Giovannini and Chuck Spurgeon, they went off to war, then came back together to partner to try to achieve a record. And in 1948, this car broke the existing record for SCTA meets in the first meet, then continued to do it for all six consecutive meets, which is really astonishing. It was a high points car and the year's champion. And it's powered by a Chevy 4, which is quite unique because in its time, there was up to 500 entrants at El Mirage and the Dry Lakes Racing. And instead of a flathead or V8 Merc, this had a Chevy 4, which is a very complicated kind of motor to race with because it had oiling problems and deficiencies, but they made it work. And the Albada Club, which is a famous Albada hot rod club, that group really understood the Chevy 4s and they made it work. And to think that this car broke the record for 6 consecutive meets is astonishing because durability was a very big issue. As we all know, in that period, most things broke. About half the cars would break.
Well, Ernie, let's take a look under the hood here. Let's open this up,
Sure.
unveil this. Tell me, what are we looking at?
This is the historic Chevy 4 modified by Bob Giovannini. It's got the original Winfield carburetors and the linkage, and it's got an Olds 3-port head. We manufactured this motor exactly to the motor that was raced and broke the records in 1948. I think the one thing is for pedigree and heritage and provenance is the fact that we had a family home movie, and it was Bob Giovannini that was describing, just before he passed away, all the tricks that were used for the motors that gave it the basis of the motor.
Tell us about this. I see on the inside of the hood it says Alcoa Alclad 24S. What is that from?
Yes, I had a team, Bill Erickson and Will Kalbermatter, and they pushed the limits, the envelope of restoration, like I've never seen before. And they looked at all the old pictures that were very clear and specific. And as they looked under the hood, there was this World War II stamping of specifications of the type of aluminum it was, no longer available because they changed to the designation. So my guys went and they made accurate decals to put in the exact position to duplicate what was under the hood, even things like that.
So if you were to tell somebody why this car is so special to you, how would you boil it down? What's the essence of the unique nature of this hot rod?
I think, I have the Old Yeller 2, famous Buick special race car that's raced around the world. It's a storied car. This car is storied. Not only is it legendary, but we have family members around, and they had not known that the car was even that had existed or survived. It was in the desert for over 30 some years in a backyard in Apple Valley. And so when my friend discovered it, I knew he wasn't going to finish it. So I took over the project and then connected with all the family members with all the photographs and pictures of trophies and spec sheets. We're able to resurrect this car again into the championship winning year of 1948, but it's the family members that are here today that make the story. It's not, we are just stewards of history and legendary cars like this, but it's to have the family members here today. It's a tribute to their parents that did this wonderful accomplishment.
It's the stories, it's Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, it's a hot rod.